Welcome to the Days of Green TDOG Talk, where we talk about ttrpg stuff as well as DC20 stuff. And today's scripture of the day is going to be Matthew 22:37, which says, Jesus replied, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind." And then further reading into it, because I opened it up and read it, it was talking about Jesus was talking about coming to the wedding, and he invited lots of people, and a lot of people were very focused on either working in the fields still, as well as their money and their gold, their everything like that. And he was very greatly disappointed. So he went out to everyone and brought everyone and said, "Come on, everyone in. Whoever comes, come." And there. And so
same
people
invitation that he gave.
did come, but some people didn't come dressed up. People were willing to come in, but they didn't take the time to dress up or dress nice and everything. So that was something I was kind of wrestling with, because they tossed the guy out or whatever, but trying to understand what God or what Jesus was trying to mean and all that. And so I had to pray, God, kind of direct me in understanding the scripture. And it's sometimes in my own relationship with God, I kind of meet him but don't meet him fully. I come, but I'm yeah, I'm here, God. I'm here, but I'm somewhere else. It's just our kids too. It's they're go get the, it's you didn't do that. You just did this a little portion. You just barely scrubbed the tooth. You didn't even brush. So yeah, awesome. Let's go ahead and get into it then. Yay. Cool. Just fix it just a minute real quick. Cool. So today we are going to be talking about, wait 1 second, today we're going to be talking about themed games, which I've run quite a few and stuff. So I would like to hear your thoughts on themed games and your experience with themed games. Yeah.
I have fun with them. I think it's going to depend on the theme, of course, and the character that you're playing. But I thoroughly enjoyed a lot of the themed games that you put together and ran for us. And
is there kind of a game or a theme of a game that you like? A feel, a vibe, I would say a tone in the game that you prefer?
I mean, I always enjoy the, I guess, rescue missions.
Yeah.
Or the seek and destroy.
Oh yeah, seek and destroy. Yeah.
Destroy type missions. It's okay, yeah, go. I mean, how many times have you had us go clear out the vermin, and of course the vermin ends up being this high level monster, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
But I enjoyed that. I think probably because my character is a hunter, right? So getting to go and hunt essentially is kind of fun, because then I get to use my tracking skills a little bit, and I get to use my long range weapons and everything. But I think I enjoy those missions. But I'm not a side quest person, so I always enjoy when we're working towards the main goal as well. But yeah, I'm a fantasy realm player. I've been enjoying with our Zero adventures. I have been enjoying the bringing in of the dragons and the different creatures that are the fantastical type beasts, right?
Yeah.
I just think it's cool getting to be part of that world, right?
Yeah, I think artfully, the way that we put the dragon in the world that we're running, we did it, in a ways that's very respectful to the creature. You know, we didn't just like drop him in like, oh, here's a dragon. You know,
Yeah.
like I like the emphasis of the thing. But it's interesting because actually Coach was actually going through and explaining a lot of what's coming, the lore for DC20, and explaining a lot of the world building for what he's going to do for his book or for his the game. And so I think I might just tell you a little bit about it real quick because you didn't get to watch the lore information. So basically, let me see actually if I have it. So there is a main god. Okay. There is a main god, and his name is let me see. His name is Nan. Okay, and he is the creator of everything. And then there is two other gods called Albion and Zaya, and they are his creation. And whenever they he has created them, and so by creating them, they in turn have a plane that goes along with them.
Okay.
So for each time he creates a god figure,
a new plane of existence comes in.
A new existence comes in and stuff.
Interesting.
So that's what's the thing. Okay, so and then the first things on the planet or on the world, the plane, material plane. So you have the chaos, the elemental, and then you also have the humans that live and stuff, and the plants and everything like that. So Zaya, one god, is responsible for that part, and Albion is responsible for the elemental, all that kind of stuff. Okay.
Gotcha.
And so they kind of watch over the humans, and they see that they have just they just have the tendency to go into the like war and fighting and all that kind of stuff. Okay.
Of course.
And so then them two, so Albion and Zion, one of the things I kind of was like iffish on is their understanding of like beyond thought, beyondness. They don't understand. Like they're kind of like almost childlike, I would imagine. I mean, I can't fully quote it, but it seems like that because they're viewing the humans. They're like, we should do something. And then they do something. And then they're like, oh, that was a bad choice. And then they do something else. And it's like, okay, that was kind of a better choice. But let's get, so they're constantly like doing things. So one of the things that Albion does is he creates dragons. And then both of them, Albion and Zaya, work together to build the giants races. And so gradually, like races are being added, and then they end up falling in love, I believe, is what Coach was saying. And Albion and Zaya, and they have children of their own, which are gods. And through them, though, each one is now creating a different plane of existence. And I believe he was going for, started at 6, but I think he's gonna go for 8 planes of existence with different beings. And I think with the elves were the 3rd. So we got we got humans, dragons, and then elves were the next. And that was when their first child was born, Elf, Albion and Zaya. And so the way that he went through it, I like story. So it was very like me telling you exactly how I'm telling you. It wasn't like theatrically told like legends.
Yeah, but I mean, he's just broaching the subject to the audience.
Yeah.
Like he's not. I'm sure there'll be a lot more theatrics involved with the actual book.
Yeah.
This is probably just like, hey, this is the direction that we're probably leaning towards. Here's a little bit of background lore. Type of thing,
Yeah, like to sum it all up, here you go. Because
everybody's been asking for lore for a while, so
yeah. And I personally, I didn't mind too much on lore. I was like, yeah, give me it. Don't but being given lore, I then like can look at my story and be like, okay, what lines up, what doesn't line up? How can I maybe bridge the gaps and stuff? Because I would like to kind of like, our world is very strange the way that we'll get into our gameplay. So our world is very strange. In my world, the gods are imprisoned, and I wouldn't for sure say that they are gods. They're more like higher deities or higher powers that have come onto the earth on the material plane, and they are growing in they influence and they grow in strength. So if it's like I should say it's kind of like Hitler, where Hitler's a no whatever name, but he grew in strength by his influence and soon massed a following with great power. You know,
I would imagine there's somewhat descendants of gods.
Exactly, that's what I was going for.
Multi-generational, not pure-blooded, but they've got enough strength and power to have been able to amass a following.
Yeah.
And are not that easy to just take down. Like.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going for. Because basically I didn't want to like obviously have a bunch of gods on the earth, but they claim the name of gods.
Well, yes.
Just like any other entity on the earth and stuff. It's usually like, I claim the name of God, so I think it can be a little confusing, but I think it's interesting. But so we have our gameplays and stuff. That's the main story that Coach kind of gave us. Just a lot of littler things that he went through about the lore. I don't know. No, that's about it. So that was an interesting talk for yesterday and stuff. And for lore, and I guess so we're gonna be getting 0.11 in around November time. So
that would be good.
Yeah. So we've gotten to try out. One of the biggest things for me have been having a character creator, and I think that 11 is important for that. Because like if you don't have the combat rules completed, then you don't have a character creator.
Right. Yeah. Well, especially if like little things are gonna tweak and change, and it's like, oh, okay, that no longer is relevant, so that has to be taken out. But this is done a little bit differently, so now we got to change that. Like that, there's a lot of adjustments that would need to be done with a character creator if they're changing stuff as far as like combat rules.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's already been changed a little bit with the maneuvers and technique type things. They got rid of the techniques and made them all into maneuvers. So it's like, okay, that definitely changes mechanics a lot. Because it used to be you could get like so many maneuvers. Like you would know all, as a martial character, I'd know all of the combat maneuvers, right? All the attack maneuvers. And then you were allowed so many techniques based off of your level. And now I feel like I have more maneuvers. Just based off of the level and then the path points that I take. I feel like I have access to more of those types of maneuvers than what I did before when they were techniques. So that definitely changed the game around a lot.
Yeah, it did. There were like a lot of supposedly they're going to be changing around the ancestries as well. I believe. I could be curious. But yeah, they're probably going to move things or adjust things because hey, we've adjusted the classes, subclasses. Let's go back around and let's hit the ancestries and get those upped in, because supposedly balance wise it's been good. So we'll see how that
I'm a little glad that they are kind of going back to the ancestries, because I felt like some of the ancestries were really good, and then some of them I felt like were lacking, and it was like, okay, if I wanted to take, like, I think it was gnome ancestry, like, there was maybe one good characteristic that I was like, oh yeah, I really like this, like for like thick skin or something like that. But a lot of the ancestry had to do with like being able to read the weather.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah, that one's a strange one. Like,
Yeah.
I also agree with that.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
was
think
like,
that one is one that
use that.
majority of people are going to be picking, like,
Yeah.
devoting their character. Like, I built my character specifically for the weather
Right.
forecasting.
Right.
You know?
I mean, there might be some campaigns, yes, but I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, like, I like the idea of doing, like, a gnome dwarf type thing, right? But it's not lining up the way I needed to ancestry wise. Like, and I think same thing with elf. Like, I felt like elf needed more.
Yeah.
Like when I think of an elf, I think of someone who's very agile.
Yeah.
Very, quick, strong. Like they're not weak, right? But I felt like some of the characteristics with the ancestry made them like a little too light. And it was like, oh yeah, like they can get smashed really good, like one hit, and I'm like, I don't like. When I think of elf, I think of like Lord of the Rings, right? And these very powerful fighters. They're not necessarily like large boned or large bodied.
Yeah.
But they are quick and they are deadly.
Yeah.
And I felt like they needed a little bit more to be able to kind of give credit to that ancestry.
Yeah. I agree with you. I mean, I think like a lot of the base ones and stuff could be like your ground for building, you know, because like those are the main kind of classes. I mean, I feel like it's kind of hard because a lot of the traits or a lot of the ancestry traits that are within those ancestry, you know, they could be spread across. Like, oh yeah, this can have this, but then it's also going to have this.
Yeah.
But the whole purpose of, I feel like, the ancestry is that the customization, you know, oh yeah, I can go for this and get some of this and get some of this and utilize and combine them. But this has this as well. But these have similar abilities and stuff. But there are some that like come out like you're like, oh, like the orc is.
Oh yeah. No, that
like,
there were some that were beautiful. I think that the Angelborn and Fiendborn were very well balanced.
Yeah.
Like, okay, those make sense to me, right?
Yeah.
Beastborn, you've got a whole like
it's a
slew of things. Yeah. Like I could easily build a wonderful Beastborn character.
Yeah.
So I think that they did a great job with that one. Even human, I feel like they did a pretty darn good job with.
There are some good features in human, but I feel like they've only scratched like the surface on the human and stuff. Like I said, I wish that they would have had something for like exhausted for them because like I think I've said it in the previous is like they go into death's door, or they have a bonus for their death's door and stuff, and it's a good kind of cool feature to have. But at the start of a mission, like if you're in death's door, now you spend the rest of your actions with a -1 for all your physicals and stuff, which is not easy to finesse. You know? Yeah. So I mean, I feel like that. Yeah, they just need something to kind of get. They do have like the bonus to their attacks and stuff when they're bloodied, but it's like, okay, now I have to be bloody, like when blood. You know, it just maybe you're just not relying on those ancestry abilities as much. You're just saying, you know, just in case. But other ones, they have a lot better ones, like where it's like you don't have to wait for this. It's there. Like you get like, I mean, I've only browsed a couple of them and stuff, but the one that comes to mind is the orc. The orc is like pretty like, I believe, what is it? He can like charge in and stuff and have advantage on it. You know, it has like an orc rush or whatever.
Yeah, orc rush.
Yeah, I know I've picked a lot from the orc. Like I've always like, whenever I'm building a character, I'm like, yeah, let me just pull from the orc.
Yeah.
You know?
No, the orc is pretty good. Giantborn.
Yeah.
I feel like it has a lot of similar characteristics, right?
Yep.
But yeah, then there's some where it's like, okay, I've got one more ancestry point to use, and I really don't want any of this, right? But I can't pull from another ancestry.
Yeah.
Because don't you lose one if you're trying to like combine two?
I believe if you're combining two, you lose one.
Yeah, so
I kind of believe that. Either that or it's the 3.
Yeah, I can't remember now.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've
But yeah, I feel like there are a few classes where it's like, okay, I don't necessarily need this 5th point.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want any of these characteristics. Like I would never use that, right? Type of thing.
Oh yeah.
And I think at level 6, level 5, level 6, somewhere in there, you get 2 more ancestry points, and it was like, oh man, I don't know where I'm gonna use these.
Yeah. Because I believe some of them you can double up.
Yeah, some of them you
can double up.
I know with Beastborn you can do like keen sense, and you can add another sense.
Yeah. Which isn't bad.
You could probably double up or add like to your dark vision type of thing.
Because I would prefer that, like doubling up on certain abilities and stuff. So.
But it depends on what kind of creature you have or what kind of ancestry, right?
Yeah.
Because there are things where it's like, oh yeah, I can't. I don't know if you could add another stack to your tough, which adds 1 to your PD, I believe. I don't know if you could stack that.
I think some of them are marked in that real way that you cannot like double stack it and stuff. So
yeah.
But
I think it would be good, like if they had a rework of the ancestries and then add more things to pull from there.
It would be nice, but personally, I would love for the game to be finished too.
Oh well, yeah.
If Gofa doesn't have more stuff to the, I mean, he said they're working on reworking on the ancestries, so I'd be very curious. It sounds like they've already have it all dialed out, you know what I mean,
yeah.
or what's figured out, which I would love to see it. What's called? I know that Spellblade, a buddy of mine shared with me some of the Spellblades updates for 11. And I was like, yes, you know, just seeing the, like, okay, they were missing the mark here. And then boom, they jumped it, you know, and it was like, oh, wow. Yeah, perfect. That fits perfectly.
That'll be exciting.
Yeah.
We've got a Spellblade, so it'll be interesting to see how that kind of fills him out.
Yeah, I ran a Spellblade and I really loved it a lot. I liked it. I mean, I was challenged, but I liked it.
But you played a level 1 Spellblade. There's not a whole lot that you could really go with it.
I know the levels. We'll go real quick into, so make sure you guys like, subscribe, check out our Patreon where we give out free maps and monster tokens every week. I'll be putting out, and we got it consistently going. So right now it's the Goblin Wars stuff that I'm putting out, and then the next one I'm trying to figure out a name for it. I can't really think of a name for it. Like what the realm would be, but it's very like eldritch horror kind of stuff. So it's like skeletons and tentacles, you know. So
the undead.
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
Kind of. It's kind of like.
Yeah.
I would probably put it close to the Stranger Things kind of creatures almost.
Yeah.
You know, so where it's like this weird, strange, upside down world.
Horrors.
So,
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, I'm saying that I'm trying to figure out the name for it.
Give them ideas, people. Give them ideas.
Feel free to give me some ideas and stuff. Also, since we were talking about classes, our ancestries, leave in a comment ancestries that you look forward that coach will update or change, or what some of the classes that you guys have been playing, what have been some really fun builds that you've had. So yeah, and we'll go ahead and talk about those next time. We'll go back into the theme games. So I usually, for our Halloween season, I try to run a couple Halloween games, and last year was my first time doing it, but previously we've run themed games
like a haunted
here and
house.
there.
Yeah.
And you know, I like it when you do a lot of planning. So prepping is enjoyable, and the reward is in the pudding. I guess I should say. So yeah, in the past I've kind of ran games and I've enjoyed them. And I was like, wow, this is really cool. Like you build the right things. The main things that I focus on are like the monster tokens, the characters. Like I want you guys to see, hey, what are the NPCs in this world? Like okay, so I'll give an example. We had a Halloween story, this haunted house, and I wanted characters. I said I need to have characters to interact with. Who would live in this this evil house? There's a lord. There's a couple helping hands, and there's maybe somebody that maybe led them to this house. So I want to kind of build those characters, but I always like to make them like very interesting and very like catching for you guys and stuff. Like I like to really like surprise you guys with the art.
Yeah.
Lately, I think I've been trying to be more careful on like my art and putting my art into our gameplay, because I don't want it to be all about me, all about my artwork. I want us to have a collaboration of
I think that everybody who plays at the table enjoys your art and enjoys your character.
Yeah.
So I would say run with it. You know, that haunted house episode that you did a few years ago, we had such a blast with that.
Making art for you guys so that you're able to see it, and then kind of making all the maps and doing all that kind of. It's the same as like building any other kind of gameplay, but one of the main things is figuring out how to run it. You know, I mean, I try not to have my hands in the cookie jar too much and try to force things. I don't try to railroad you guys or anything. But for instance, I'm working on right now a Nightmare Before Christmas. And so I want you guys to be able to enjoy the experience of playing in this world. So now I got to figure out, okay, what do I need to do to kind of elicit those kind of feelings, you know? What kind of rule mechanics that can I do utilizing DC20 to do that? So in the beginning, I could start off with skill challenge and have a performance skill challenge of you guys all throughout the town, and you're telling me what you're doing, you know what I mean, as this performance is taking place. The music is being played, people are singing and dancing and stuff through the city to put on the best show that they can, you know what I mean? And so maybe a skill challenge in the beginning. The other things I'm working on is like, okay, well, what's the story? Am I gonna, I don't ever piggyback on the original story. I try to get close to it. I try not to do like but after everything has taken place, here is this. I tried to just figure out, hey, what is a good story that will keep going in and capture. So for instance, for this one right here, for the Nightmare Before Christmas, is where these characters, I had to figure out what characters are you guys going to play. Okay. And a lot of people can have many of their ideas of how to do it, but the way that I'm doing it is basically you guys are playing a couple characters from that storyline. Okay. And I think it'd be fun. Like, okay, this character would maybe fit with you, but I've also like communicated with you guys and said, hey, what kind of characters would you guys think you would fit in well with? So try to do that. So I have you guys playing certain characters, and then I have the story taking place, and I try to keep it simple because it is a one shot, and so I have it broken down into 2 combats. We'll see how if we get there. But basically, we're going to run into first the 3 kids. Something is going on, something is strange, a trail of candy or something. You notice that.
Trick-or-treaters.
Yes. You work together to figure out, like, hey, let's stop them. So that would be the first combat, depending on how it goes. And
we all die.
Then it leads off into the Oogie Boogie. It's the final, whatever. So that's kind of how I have it planned out mentally. Now I can go even deeper into what are these like characters, what are their stats, what are monster stats, like how can I bring them what's called so I'll love to hear your thoughts.
There's a lot of different ways that you can go with that. I mean, I feel like with the 3 kids, you could definitely do like a commander style
Yeah.
with them.
Interesting, because that's what I think one of them. So one of the abilities I got to play not long ago was the reposition. I think it's called reposition, but like at the end of an enemy's turn, you can move around.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, like these kids are always like running around and hiding and just doing.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And then of course with Oogie Boogie, he's made up of millions of tiny little bugs. So you've got a whole swarm effect that you could play with, something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it could definitely knock us out pretty good, you know. I feel like, yeah, the kids, they're quick, they're quiet, right? Sneaky, sticky.
Yeah.
But I mean, the girl, like I said, you know, I see her telling the other two, oh, go do this, go do that, you know, kind of a commander type, and then they're setting traps, right?
That's what it actually, that's exactly what I did. I built the girl as more of a commander type, and then the other ones are interesting.
Don't want to give too much away.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then for Oogie Boogie, it's like, okay, I mean, you can almost have a multi-step combat with him.
He's gonna be very interesting. So one of the things I love doing is the battle maps, and so if you imagine what his the main area in which he's fighting on is like a I think it's like a wheel. It's a spinning wheel.
Yeah. I mean, there was a whole lot to it. I mean, yeah.
So there's a spinning wheel, but then there's also, I think, like sharp, jagged areas and stuff. So the battle map that I was picturing and stuff, and I try to be careful not to kind of go too far, because then it becomes too complicated. But basically, the battle map that I'm putting together is going to be a moving battle map, a layered moving battle map.
Ooh.
So if you are your goal is to
get
to him, or you can go get to Santa. Okay, because Santa is going to be a prisoner, and it could be very dangerous for him. Okay, so you're having to I mean, it's your guys' choice of how you guys want to play it out. But there's, I think, going to be like 3 or 4 layers of different directional spinnings, and Oogie Boogie is able to control on spin actions to be able to spin it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, and also there's saves that are going to have to be made when he spins it, because he might go prone. But also on the outside there is those sharp teeth. So
yes,
I was that I don't want to get too complicated into it. I'm trying to be very careful. I'm like, okay, as I'm building this map, I have to be careful about how complicated it can be, because you guys might spend all your turn action wise run over and just tie yourself or do something, you know what I mean? Like usually the players figure out quickly like how to foil a well-built map, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A thoughtful map, I should say.
So you got to be careful how much you say, because you know, Xbolt is probably watching.
I don't think Xbolt is watching. I don't think any of our players are watching. But that is the mechanics of it, you know, is basically the moving map. And you get on a platform, but then all of a sudden now it's going in a different direction. And so he's like almost, I want it to be where when you guys get on that battle map that you're like, I'm trying to get over here, but this is making it impossible because he's moving in this way, you know? And so you're having to just race around. And it's similar to how the movie felt in the end, when you're kind of trying to save the Santa Claus, but you're struggling through this weird world, you know? And I might just add maybe darkness and like weird colors and shadows and stuff and things. I think I was thinking about adding bones as well, possibly, like, but I might be wrong on that. That might not be part of the Oogie Boogie's thing, but the bugs are.
He was the gambling man, so there was the skeleton that he threw the dice in. But I think that was fairly small. Like, it wasn't really consequential to
Yeah.
the story, right? But you know, you had like the shooters, you had the knives, you had the wheel, the spin the wheel.
Yep.
Yeah. So there was a lot.
There's a lot to work with. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, and then of course, like, you know, Oogie Boogie himself, he is a larger kind of brute.
Yeah.
Right. And then he is full of bugs. So like, I mean, there's several different directions you could go with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to spend some time kind of thinking about it because I believe I was doing a resistance. Like he has resistance to certain damage or something. But yeah, I agree with you. I was also thinking about having bugs like here and there. And when he kind of gets to them, he kind of like rejuvenates his health.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. That was another thing I was thinking, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to do that or not.
That might start getting to be a little complicated.
That's what I'm always careful about.
Yeah.
Mechanical, I don't like to try to do too much because then you're, as I'm playing the game, I'm like, oh wait, I forgot about this, you know, or I forgot about that. So.
Well, it's like you've already got so many moving parts with the moving platforms and the multi-tiered map, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, you could have bugs in there as like a little sub enemy type of thing where he can like send in scorpions to go or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I think I do like the swarm attack. So it's like I haven't even thought about an attack for him. But that might actually be a good the weapon of choice is basically his swarm attack.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or he's messing with the
we do damage to him. And those bugs that fall out can then come and attack us.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea because it's like hazardous hide.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, there's probably a save that would need to be involved with that.
Yeah.
I should probably stop giving you ideas.
Yeah. Well, you have given me the best ideas. You know those players that like will say something during the game and it just, I mean, where else does it come from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No. But this reminds me of another thing too, which is how easy it is to take the mechanics of DC20 and repurpose and work them into like the games, the different worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, oh yeah, how would those bugs do damage after hitting him? You know, hazardous hide. I was talking to my buddy about the Star Wars game, and I was like, how would some of the abilities work for Star Wars? And I was explaining to them some of the things, and it's like, yeah, I would probably make lightsabers like really strong, like a lot of damage and stuff, but high damage weapons compared to the other normal weapons, and just the different features and the different things. I was like, oh wait, that's a class ability, or that's a subclass ability, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
To do so. But yeah.
Yep, and I mean, I know we all thoroughly enjoyed last year's Halloween games.
Yep.
Just something fresh and fun, and kind of a different take on the whole campaign idea, right? Where it's like, oh yeah, we take these movies and put ourselves into that world, right?
Yeah.
So I think we're all looking forward.
From a player standpoint.
Yes, from a player standpoint, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Right? And you didn't quite know what was gonna happen. Like, you do know the basic storyline, right? But it's like, okay, now my character is this character from the movie. And what is that gonna look like, right?
Yeah.
And now we're going against this guy, and we gotta try to figure out how to kill that or stop that, or and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I try not to do and stuff, and I recommend it for the audience. Don't like say, hey, you're playing Jack Skeleton from the whatever. I basically tell my players, you've been teleported into a world. Your character's been teleported into this world. You're kind of confused. You're kind of like unsure, but you are this character for some reason. You know what I mean? Like it's your character within that character.
Right, right.
Rather than, oh yeah, you're this character. You know what I mean? Because then it's.
But you get to flavor your character with that character's personality.
Like I want my players to be creative in that regard. It's like, how can you, you know, I know it can be difficult sometimes, but sometimes it can be really funny and interesting. You're like,
I'm
wow.
gonna do the Nightmare Before Christmas.
The Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yes, I don't know how Zira is going to translate over.
Yeah.
Because you've got me as the mayor.
Yes.
And he's got a very interesting, quirky personality. So it'll be interesting to see how that kind of translates. We'll see.
Yes. And that was a challenging thing too, because I was like, okay, what characters do I want to use? I got 4 players. I got to figure out. And there are certain characters that I'm like, oh, that's so fun. Like that character's fun. I want to have that character in my game. You know what I mean? Is my player willing to play that character? You know, and I think it is. Like I've been doing a lot more session zeros and trying to be like, hey, this is the kind of game that I want to play. What do you guys feel about it? You know, hey, I want to play this Nightmare Before Christmas. How you guys feeling about it? Are you guys up for this? You know, and everybody like gets their head in the game and stuff and figure out like, yeah, like let's, you know, and
no, I think it'll be fun. It's just
I think so too.
It's gonna be it's gonna be quirky.
Yeah,
I think I am looking forward to seeing how everybody plays their characters.
Yeah. So we have 4 of these coming out. 4 for the Halloween. We'll see how everything plays out. Some of them it's going to be live, and some of them it's not going to be live. And one of them we just mentioned, The Nightmare Before Christmas. Another one that we're going to be putting out. I'm going to go ahead and just say them all now. So one of them is going to be Lord of the Beans.
Yeah.
So I gave my players some options.
No,
yeah.
Well, because like last year we had the one that was more of the comedic style.
Yeah.
And I think that was probably one of the players' favorites.
It was a surpriser too.
It was.
Yeah.
So
it's probably one of our better.
I think.
ones.
Yeah, no, because we were all into it.
Yeah.
It was a completely different gameplay style because we were playing against each other.
Yeah.
Even though we never actually encountered each other. But then there was that just kind of overhead fear too of getting a pie to the face.
Yeah. We should go and explain a little bit more about what the game is. So we were playing Three Stooges. And the one is called Spooky Louder. And within this is the Three Stooges are obviously responsible for the house. And then there's 2 other characters that are sneaking into, I believe, still the professor's something device. And but then all throughout the show is a pie keeps hitting somebody's face.
Hey, where'd that pie come from?
Yeah, and so it would stop, you know. And so my player said, "Oh, this is what I want to do for one of my spooky games." I was like, "Okay, how are we gonna? How am I gonna put this in this game?" You know what I mean? And I was like, "Okay, well, you know." First, I started with the characters. I was like, "Okay, what characters would they play?" You know, and I figured out, okay, he'll play this Stooge, he'll play that Stooge, and he'll play this Stooge. You know, and I was like, well, then what about the other 2? And I was like, okay, well, maybe they'll play that. You know what I mean? Okay, so then how would this play out? You know, and it's more of a search and find rather than a battle. I always tell my players when we're running this game, hey, this is gonna be a little bit different. It's not gonna be a battle. It's gonna be more of like, let me explain the rules a little bit, so that it was basically an awareness, a DC awareness for each room. And if they searched the room and failed, it added a mark. And after a certain marks of fails in a room, then I had pies, actual pies in my fridge.
You had pie tins with whipped cream.
Pie tins with whipped cream, yes. I had pie tins with whipped cream in my actual fridge. And when they failed their inspection or their, search, then a pie came flying. I took a bite and I smashed it into their faces, actually, which I really enjoyed. I was like, wow, this is so enjoyable. It was as rich as the pie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know.
It was a lot of fun.
But you created this beautiful sense of panic.
Yeah.
I think I was the first one to get a pie, and I was like, oh man. And I knew nobody else knew about them, but of course I knew about them because I helped buy the whipped cream and make the pies, right? And as soon as you stood up, I was like, oh no, I know it's coming, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then my sister, who plays Twig, was instantly like, oh no, I don't want to take a pie to the face, right? So she made sure that every single one of her rolls had like triple advantage on it, so she was guaranteed to succeed.
Yeah. The shame of
So
of DC20.
Yeah.
Those advantage.
But both of the other guys took pies. I believe Devotion took multiple pies.
Yeah.
And I had to face the very difficult choice over who to pie, because I found the machine that pies people.
Yeah. Which I like that. I came up with it, I think, at the very last moment when we were getting there. And I feel like that's where, like, a lot of people can say, like, oh, it's so railroady, all the railroad, you build all this and everything like that. But I did not expect the end to take place until I got to that point. And I was like, this is probably a good idea. This is a good idea. Like, I didn't expect it. And it was the perfect ending, which, it was like, the machine, I was like, the machine can pie anybody in the whole wide world. It can teleport. It opens a portal anywhere.
Somebody invented teleportation and they used it to pie people.
Exactly. And it fit perfectly with the story, because Spooky Ladder, it's like, where did that pie come from?
Yes.
Like, where did it come? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. And how sweet the revenge it was.
Yeah, my wife enjoyed that. What's called? Yeah.
I got to pie the DM. I almost pied my sister because I was like, oh, she hasn't taken a pie yet. Like, but then I was like, wait, I can pie anyone in the world, including breaking the fourth wall.
That was an interesting thing. That was one experience I don't think might not ever have.
No.
I believe as like GMs, sometimes we want to explore things that we've never done before, and do things we've never done before, and so I'm always like, kind of like, what can I do, not just to be like, oh, you did that, but like doing it the right way. You know what I mean? Like, which was like, that was a really fun one.
Well, and it added that whole fourth dimensional dynamic, right? I think that was where I think we enjoyed it the most, is that it wasn't just like, okay, us talking and role playing this game, but like there's actually something involved. And I'm thinking that's kind of why we enjoy playing Paranoia as a group so much, because there is a lot more like writing of notes and doing of things, and so that there's that whole fourth dimensional aspect to it, where it's not just like rolling dice. But like there's actual, oh, we have to like eat something or like do something, or just a little extra to draw you into the story, right?
And you play your character more, because you have if you haven't seen or played Paranoia before, it's a very weird game. And,
but you're constantly playing your character.
You're constantly playing. You're in a complex that you're having to be a character. It's a very goofy character. Like, so for instance, my wife, she plays the team leader, but and everybody hates the team leader, or something like, R&D, but they give you a bunch of useless things,
Yes.
And it's kind of a joke, really, but like, it's kind of a fun. It's a really fun game. I've enjoyed, and I agree with you. That is actually something very interesting that I never really thought about when it comes to games.
Well, you have your like specific objective that you're constantly working towards, right? And I think that like alien gameplay that you were talking about doing. I think that's going to kind of pull some of that into that. With everybody having different objectives, right? Because then, yeah, you're constantly trying to get your objective taken care of, right? And there's more moving parts, right? Like, with the traditional just TTRPG, yes, you're playing your character, but it's like, okay, my turn is I roll the dice and then we go, right? Whereas something like that, it's like, okay, yeah, there's not a whole lot. There is dice rolling, but there's no turn order necessarily, right? And then, yeah, like with the Three Stooges one, you've got the pie involvement, right? So you're a lot more calculating with what you're doing. And there's definitely that risk of taking a pie to the face. And so I don't know, it just kind of added a different dynamic, right? A different dimension and depth to the game, and it was fun, and it was new, exciting. You just never knew, because you didn't know what the number was on the room. You didn't know if, like, oh, I opened up this closet and I didn't even need to roll because that was an auto fail spot, right? Or, oh, she rolled and failed once, or 3 times or whatever in this room, so okay, I've got another roll. Oh wait, this room only had a 2 on it, so then, you know, you take
I had fun with
that.
that. I had fun with that because I was all like, oh, what if I didn't make it that, like, all of them balance? What if I made one more than the other? And so it's really just messing with your guys' minds.
Oh yeah, you don't know. And then, like I said, you know, with Katie having that, like, utter paranoia of not wanting to take a pie to the face. Probably because she's poor Pete with his glorious beard just absolutely full of whipped cream.
I'll say this is that, so we ran a Halloween episode. In that one, I've listened to it a couple times now, and your guys' character play is like 100%. And I don't like, I enjoyed it a lot, but but it didn't have things. It didn't have any.
But you got teenage girls involved.
And it fit your guys' personalities. I think that's what, like, when I'm choosing the characters for you guys, I'm like, I think, like, I've played with you guys enough times. I think this might fit you, you know. And I don't. I mean, personally, I don't want to, like, take away your agencies and stuff. I don't like doing that. But in that one, like, I feel like I picked the right ones for you guys.
Right.
Like, teenage girl that was very mad about not going to a concert. And then for Brother Bota, he was a little kid that was excited to do his last Halloween trick-or-treating. And and he played it perfectly. It was amazing. And same with sister, like, she was playing her teenage character that was just chatty catty. And Devotion is like, I know him. I mean, I have my players and they are good. I don't expect any of them to be like a certain way or certain whatever and stuff. But my player Devotion, he plays very quiet, but he plays very, like, direct and focused and stuff. And so I put him as a teenager that's just a quiet teenager. Like a very, like,
the emo.
Exactly. And he put that off perfectly, and I was like, oh yay, like.
Well, I think that worked too, though, because we weren't specific characters necessarily from the movie. We were just characters that might be in that type of movie. Right? Like, you weren't trying to get us to play anybody, but that one did flow really well. I got stupid lucky with my rolls on that one.
I think when it came to a challenge was when the actual combat was taking place. One of the things that I tried to add was a fear complex, which is like, throughout the story, the jump scares will give you a fear counter, and then once the first attack that is made against you, it gives you an additional damage for each fear that you have on you.
I thought that was a really interesting concept, and I liked that because it's so true. You know, with most of those types of movies, you do have those, like, jump scare moments, right? and you have that suspense build.
Yeah.
Now I was not affected at all. I think I managed to roll high enough.
I think you were good. I think most of you guys were good and stuff.
Yeah, but you did manage to hit a couple.
Yeah.
You managed to hit a couple, and it was definitely like, oh wow, yeah, ouch, that kind of hurt, right?
Yeah. Because then you don't have to focus much on the monster. You can just, in the story narrative beforehand, really get those awarenesses checks and those moments where they fail, and then it's like, boom, like,
yeah, now they're more on edge.
They're on edge, and then finally when the first, you're like, oh, I don't want to get hit by that thing. Like, I'm afraid. I mechanically you might know, but
but yeah, as a character, yeah, because it's like, oh, this thing has already come after me a couple times. I am terrified of it, and you're more likely to trip and fall, right?
Yeah.
That's usually what happens in the movies, right? Oh, I gotta run away. Oh no, I fell down. Oh, I can't get out now. I have to crawl pathetically along.
That might not be a bad idea to add as like an additional thing when you have fear on you. You know what I mean? Is that you pick up a like like certain people might have it'd be cool to have like specific characters have certain things that they do when they fail or you know what I mean, have fear on them. And there'd be like somebody falls or somebody makes the opposite choice or leads the group to somewhere out, or goes,
they run away,
like the movie specific. But yeah, no, I think there's a lot to go into like themed games, and I mean I think we can go about it for a while, talk about it for a while.
Oh yeah,
about themed games, because it's like, I think it's one of my favorite things to kind of play and do. Like, I do miss like actually playing our big group game long campaigns, because I think that's where you get that feeling of investment and enjoyment.
Well, you get a lot more of the character builds, and you get the story progression, right? To me, it's like the same feel like a mini series on TV, right? You have this long storyline that you can actually dive into depth because you've got time, versus maybe a movie adaptation where it's like, okay, we've got 2 hours to convey like this whole big story. It's maybe going to be a little bit shorter than what we would like. And yeah, it's like, okay, well, we got to do this and this was a lot of fun, but now it's done, it's over with. Whereas like, the longer campaign, it's like, oh, we get to like explore history and we get to grow these characters, and we get to move in this direction and maybe have this like, final like closure episode. And like, it can be fantastic, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I agree with you in that. Just wanted to mention something.
Sorry.
Yeah. I feel like you're really a part of a team when you're doing that one shot. Like, it's like, okay guys, here it is. You guys ready for this? Let's do it. You know what I mean? And it's exciting and it's fun. You know what I mean? Like, we've ran games with jelly beans that are unknown to us. Every time we got we've run like the food adventure one. So the ones that we're going to be planning for this Halloween and I'm excited for is the first one is going to be a non-live record, and it's going to be the Lord of the Beans. The Lord of the Beans, a VeggieTale story.
Yep.
Picked by Bowtie or Michael. And the next one is going to be a live one, and it is going to be the Nightmare Before Christmas. And that one, like I said, is going to be live. That one was picked by me and my wife, because originally she picked Tarzan.
No, I didn't. I picked Jumanji.
Oh, Jumanji. I'm sorry.
Tarzan.
She picked Jumanji and stuff. And so we were trying to figure that out. I was like figuring out and building it. And then I was like, okay, we don't.
I just love it sound like a fun one-shot idea.
Yeah, we have it. We have it somewhat built. I have it somewhat built in directional.
I think it'll be good for just like a filler.
Yeah. I agree with you.
But yeah, no, I don't. It's not a Halloween version. You know, I could even argue that Nightmare Before Christmas is more of a Christmas one as opposed to
Oh
a Halloween
gosh,
one.
everybody in there arguing with whether or not it's this or that. Like it's close enough.
Yes, no,
You know
no.
what I mean?
It'll be
I
good.
agree.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, yeah. Well, it's funny because like I asked my players, I'm like, give me some of the Halloween movies that you would want to play out, and then it's like I forget what they gave me. Then I'm like, that's not a Halloween movie. That's just a movie.
It's a horror movie.
No, I forget what they gave me. I don't know. They gave me Night at the Museum or something. Or something. And I'm
Really?
like,
Okay.
what?
I wasn't here that night, so
Yeah, they just gave me a bunch of just random movies like I don't know, Zootopia. I don't think they gave me Zootopia. I think that if they would have given me Zootopia, I'd be like, I respect you guys because I know you guys love Zootopia, so we'll play Zootopia.
No, you wouldn't. You would have said, "Get out of here."
No, I wouldn't have been. I know how much they love Zootopia, so I like, I was ready to give Jumanji, but then I was like, you sure with that? And you're like, you can change if you want.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, let's do it.
We talked about that. It was like,
yeah,
no. I wasn't like hard sold on that being a Halloween. I just, we just watched Jumanji with the kids.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that could actually be like maybe a really fun one-shot idea.
Yeah.
Because it is random, right?
Yeah.
The dice rolls are going to, dictate what happens. Yeah. And it's like, oh, yeah, that could be really, really exciting, especially for our group.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, what do we roll? Oh, no, we rolled that. Quick, everybody run or attack or, whatever, right? And, yeah, just having that, like, different dynamic, right? That unknown involvement. I think that would kind of bring maybe some of the feel of the pieing, right? Because it's like you don't know what this roll is going to bring.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know. I just thought it'd be fun.
Yeah. I agree with you. No, I mean, what I had built out for it was like
killer clowns.
I actually wanted to do it somewhat, and I had it somewhat built.
I know. I was surprised that you didn't.
We had already another teen movie, and I was kind of like our pre-teen movie and stuff, and I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to do multiple teen movies. Because we're doing 4, so I kind of try to balance them out. And so, so one of them, the second one was going to be the Nightmare Before Christmas, and then the third one is going to be recorded, and it is going to be Pan's Labyrinth, picked by my sister Katie. And that one's going to be interesting because it's going to be a lot of puzzles. Mm-hmm. So that's why we need to pre-record it. Because I'm afraid that my players are going to be like stuck on a certain things. And
well, and we have to do it Spanish dubbed, right?
Oh, really? That's interesting. If you guys haven't seen these movies and stuff, you might have to go check out these movies. Yeah.
Yes.
And so that was the next one recorded. And then the next one is going to be alive. The last one's going to be alive. And it's going to be aliens. So I'm excited for that one. Mm-hmm. So I have a mixture of ones. The first one is my brother's running it. So we'll see. I'm curious to see how it all plays out with the Lord of the Beans. And then for the other ones, it's going to be fun because it's going to be a combat and really story-wise.
Yep.
And then the third one is going to be interesting. I feel like I can get more just like focused. I think I'll like remind you guys, hey guys, this one might be a very focused and thematic one. So try to like not goof too much. Let's try to get, because it's going to be a lot to get through.
Well, we have to make it through the labyrinth. We have to puzzle our way through this labyrinth, essentially.
Yeah. And then the last one is going to be fun because I feel like it's going to be a burn the house down kind of.
Oh yeah, heavy combat. Yeah. You have to get out before the time runs out, kind of.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I know you're planning on throwing a few little like twists in there.
For aliens?
Uh-huh.
For aliens, I haven't even thought about it yet. I still got to figure out the characters that you guys are going to play.
I thought you were doing like Nemesis style.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yes, that's where it's going to be fun.
Yes.
So for this aliens one, We play a board game called Nemesis, and it's exactly Aliens movie, but we each get a mission, part of our jobs in the ship, and it's very mystery to all of the other players, because it could be kill the doctor, or destroy the ship, or get out with the egg and leave everybody else, or something like that. So they're all going to have some hidden missions, you know. And I also am curious, because like maybe I'm hoping that somebody will be willing to play an android. Somebody will.
We'll see how it goes. Mini Warlord was saying that he was going to do a Freddy adventure every time his players take a long rest. I think that was kind of one of the ones we were toying with too, was the Nightmare on Elm Street. And having to fight against exhaustion.
Oh yeah. That one was gonna be a hard one, so I was interested in that too. But I was like, usually rest is separate. Like you can run like a session and another session and then go to a rest. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh man, how are you gonna get that? You know.
But it could definitely be a good creepy one.
I'd be very curious to see how you play that out.
Unless it's like an ongoing thing where every time that you go to take a long, you have your normal campaign, and then every time you go to take a long rest, then you might encounter Freddy Krueger. And I was like, oh man, well I need to take a long rest because I need to heal up, but you also run the risk of dying while you're sleeping. Don't get too many ideas.
I'm starting to think. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm starting to think. I think the build up for those kind of movies, like that's what I love about those kind of, like when we ran our Halloween one, it was just those subtle builds up. Even in our haunted house one that we ran, it was those subtle moments where it was just like it's creeping, like it's creeping into the environment. Like this, everything is like the van that keeps driving by. Or the old lady that just doesn't seem right, you know. I didn't try to play it too much. I tried to give you guys nice moments and stuff.
Like, wait, do we need to worry about this one? Do we need to? It's like, you need to go check on her. Well, why do we have to go check on her? Wait, didn't we just go check on her? It's only been 30 minutes. And it's like, no. You need to go check on her again.
I usually want my players to feel secure before they all of a sudden are like
being mutilated.
You know. Because I mean, they know, like my players knew that they were playing a Halloween, like that this is the thing.
But you don't know where he's gonna pop up.
That
was the thing. It's like, oh wait, is he gonna show up here? Is he gonna show up like at the concert? Is he, like what's gonna be going? But, that one was a lot of fun. You definitely had that kind of creep factor. Like, I don't know if I really want to go, but I have to go. But I don't really want to go. Don't you guys want to come with me? Come on, let's all go together.
Oh gosh. You're right.
I think we had a couple of moments like that where I was like, we should, or you guys stay here and we'll go, or come on, little sister, let's go. Come with me so I'm not by myself.
Split the party.
We did.
Part of these ones, like we've split the party a lot. You know what I mean? It's just narratively. It makes sense and stuff.
Well, you did that purposely with the Halloween one at first because you were giving those jump scare moments.
I needed those alone jump scares. I know. Okay, I'll say this is one thing I was thinking about when I'm making these. It's difficult because I do have to do one player to GM moments, which I don't like to do too much because I feel like it then shuts everybody else off, you know. But those are somewhat needed in the scary.
For some of them,
you do want to make those. That's why I kind of didn't want to play the It, because, you know, okay, this character goes back to her house and is scared by it, and this character goes and you know.
You did a pretty good job flowing it though, because like you move from one person to the next. And you did the encounter, you did the skill challenge, like it was boom and done, and then they're reconnected to the group, and then the next person, like you flowed it pretty well.
I try to not waste too much time on it.
You're gonna have to do that a little bit with the alien one, probably.
You're probably right.
Because if everybody's got different like objectives.
Yeah, that's something. I usually have to put my head in my headspace in. But yeah, cool.
But there's I feel like there could be opportunities for like infections to happen when people are alone.
I haven't even thought about it yet. I'm using my vacation to think about all that kind of stuff. So we'll see.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting in line. I'm gonna take my. We're gonna be taking a nice little vacation to amusement park, and while I'm waiting in the long lines, I'm gonna probably be like thinking like how
sketching it out.
Yeah, sketching things out. But then also what I'll do is I also like to try to put my mind into your guys' characters and like react. Like how would that play out? To kind of figure out if it's going to work or not.
Could be a lot of fun.
But yeah, I agree with you. So yeah.
There's a lot that you could do with that one.
Yeah. Yeah. So for themed games, there is so many. I feel like it's a lot of fun. If you do it well, there's always.
Yep.
I don't know. We have a lot. We have a lot of resources in our show, actual plays. Yeah, check them out and see how we do them. Love to get your guys' opinions on them. And a lot of our stuff, we have all the maps, all the monster tokens up on our Patreon. Everything that we're going to be running, we're going to have in the Patreon as well. So for Halloween games, all of our, I already have Oogie Boogie as well as the 3 characters, the troublemakers. Yep, drawn out, put on tokens. Gonna have put on tokens, and they're all gonna be in the Patreon and the maps that we're gonna use too. So fun. So if anybody's interested in running their own themed games and are interested in that type of theme game, you have the actual play to watch and pick up notes and maps and monsters to run it. The only thing I'm missing is the monster stats, just because I'm like very lazy with the building the monster stat. I
like make it up on the spot.
Well, I try to write it up like on paper.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot easier compared to okay, let me go on the computer, let me type it in, type it in.
You'll get to the point where it becomes kind of automatic and easy to throw together.
Pretty much. So let's call it a night. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thanks Mini Warlord
68
for joining us in a little bit of conversation. And looking forward to post in the chat, or just you can always reach out to me, but let me know what you guys are doing. If you guys are planning theme games, anything fun, and any plans of how you're planning to do it, or what you do for your players to help them to become immersed in that kind of world. So any last words? No,
we'll see you guys a couple weeks. Enjoy.
See you next.
Have a good night.